This video is about digitizing roads. Now the first step in digitizing roads is to make sure we've completed our previous digitizing with the ponds. We've selected all our ponds, and you can see the ponds are there on the image, and we want to make sure that we've got them saved. So we've saved those ponds, and then we toggle that layer off. Okay. Now, so that our editing is now saved for the ponds work. Now we're going to create a new line layer or polyline layer, and we're going to specify the coordinate system that matches, and we can put in the number 26915, or we can pick it from the list. So we have the right coordinate system and the line feature. We're not adding any attributes. Now we've got to give it a name, okay, and we give it something descriptive like roads. So now we've got a roads layer. So we're going to want to make sure we're selecting the roads layer. We're on the roads layer, and we're going to have to decide on our digitizing scale. So we're going to want to be on the corner of the map where we can start, and we're probably going to want to be somewhere around 4,000 or something like that, or depending on your eyes, you could get down to 2,500 if you wish. And it's a trade-off between accuracy and detail that you're using to digitize, and then how quickly you need to digitize the material without panning. So what we're going to do is make sure roads is selected. Now we're going to have to toggle the roads layer. We want to make sure that our shape here is now a roads create feature. Okay, so we're going to add the feature of the roads, and then we're going to start by left clicking where the road starts. You see the little dots? I want to make sure that's down the center of the road, and then I'm going to click around the curve very carefully, and I'm heading down the center of the road, and you see how easy it is to get off the road when you're at this scale. So I'm going to head down the center of the road. All right, I keep left clicking as I go down the center of the road. Now I run out of the picture. All right, so I have a left click there, but I don't stop my digitizing. I move to the pan cursor, and I quickly slide it over to the side till I can see the rest of the road, and then I go back to my selecting create features, and it's still got the see, it's the little line, the little dots are still there, and then I can keep going down the center line of that road till I get to the intersection, and then I click. All right, and now if I want to finish this, I right click, and it finishes my that feature. And you can see these are the clicks I made, the vertices that I had put into that road. Now I'm going to make another road up here. I want to make sure I'm active here, and I'm heading down the center of the road. You can see I want to be on the center line of the road, and you might very well need to zoom in. Now I'm here at the intersection that I'm going to I've got a question here that I wanted to connect to the other road, so I'm going to have a decision about snapping. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the settings and go to snapping options, and I'm going to go to roads, and I want to be snapping at some sort of tolerance. In this case, I'm going to say 3 map units. You could go up to 4 map units. I'm going to leave it at 3 and say apply. Okay, and now when I bring my cursor down to this point, it snaps. See, it turns purple where it connects to that other intersection. Then I'm going to continue this road, because this is a road with a different name than my east-west road. Now I'm down at the edge here. Now I ran out of picture, so I'm going to use my hand to slide down, slide some more picture, and back to my digitizing, because I haven't finished this road yet. So I'm heading down the road, down to this intersection, put a vertice there, and head down to the edge of the picture, and then I'm going to pick my hand and slide down back to my digitizing cursor, and I continue down. I'm going to put an intersection here and down to the down close to the edge of the visible picture, and I'm going to slide down further. And you're getting the idea of this process is why, if you were at a very large scale, that would be a very small, a very number like 1 to 2,500, you'd probably do a lot more panning. But if I was much more than 4,000, I couldn't see. So I'm going to keep keep clicking here, and I'm going to head down, and hopefully I'm staying in the center of the road, and on the center line of the road, and I've got my cursor still going here, so I left click, and I left click, and I'm always trying to stay in the center of the road with the left clicking, and I'm going to keep panning until I get down to my curve here, and I head down to the curve, and you'll be completing many of the roads. And how many roads you complete, well, the key is in the handout, the printed handout, for the minimum number of roads you need to complete. Now, when I finish a particular road, and this is a very long road that I'm continuing here, that I'm doing, when I finish this road, when this road comes to its end, or I run out of my image, we'll talk about what you do. So I've got to finish this. Now I'm coming down to the end of the picture here, so I'm back to my create feature, and I'm doing my last little bit of the road. When I get to the last little bit of the road, I right click to finish that. So now it's a completed road, and if I zoom, you can see that was the zoom to full extent. You can see the road that I had created. Now if you goof, or there's some problem, that let's zoom into a particular area where I might have deviated a little bit from the center of the road. Here I wasn't quite right. That I can use another tool is that when I've got this, is that I want to select a node tool. So I'm going to use this node tool, and then I'm going to go over and say, okay, what node tool do I want? Well, I'm going to use the node tool on this line. So by right clicking on it, I can see. Now here I'm going to slide this over to the center line because I didn't get it quite right. I was a little too zoomed out so that I wasn't able to get the proper shape. So you can see I can pull these little vertices to a new location, and you can actually add a vertice in the location if you want also. In this case, I'm just pulling the vertices. So now to finish that, I would just hit create or move to another cursor, and it saves that my corrected location. Now there's a couple of other pieces that you might want to be interested in. We just talked about this node tool where we're going and working on the nodes, and if you wanted to add a node, you double click, you know what I mean, to put a new node in. And if you want to remove a node, you would click on it and make it blue, okay, and you would delete it. Okay, so if I want to remove this node, I'm going to click left click on it to make it blue, and if it's blue, then I can push the delete key and delete it. So you get an idea of how you could double click to put them in, you could make them blue to take them out. You could also use this move tool if we were using the move tool, but the move tool is going to move the entire line everywhere. You can see, so it's getting off the road entirely. You know, if I were moving the entire road with all of its vertices all at once. So I don't really want to do the move, but the node is probably the most logical for you. This completes the line digitizing, and you'll want to make sure you want to save frequently save your layers and toggle off your editing before you finish. Thanks.